Hey there everyone, Hanyou here, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1 Onikakushi. It's been about a week, I'm sorry. I had a crazy week at work this week, and yeah, it was very busy. It had to do with a holiday marketplace that was going on, and the place I work at was participating in that, so it involved a lot of extra work this week, so I didn't really feel like putting up a video. That being said, I'm back, so let's carry on, shall we? I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click, and in-streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him it was too late to say something that's self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maebara-san. There is enough proof that the village is not involved. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything, but I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. I'd imagine that'd be pretty difficult considering everything you just told him, but whatever. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, Maebara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible, not Mion, Rina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's Me-chan, the perpetrator. Huh? I was startled to hear Rina's voice. With the rope in the lounge. Wahaha. Nope. No. Rina clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like they're just self-destructive over here. Wow. Did I read that right? Looks like you're just self-destructive over here. Yeah. Ah! Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to be finishing in last place? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 points. Oh. The heck? Her score is lower than mine, and I wasn't even playing. This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Rina alone or by both Kei-chan and Rina. Yeah, right. Just let Rina do the penalty by herself. We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know? Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Rina my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. I got it. The murderer is me. With the poison at the entrance. Is it? My, Rina, quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Another stab in the dark? Oh. Rina's correct. Oh ho 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 ho. And it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Then that's game. It's me, Mian Sonozaki, ranked first. And dead last are Keiichi Maebara and Rina Ryugu. Everyone applauded and the game ended. Problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty. What shall you make us buy, I wonder? Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar, and fried tofu. It's a shopping list. Looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. Me was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society, you cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. This is just your grocery list. I promised myself that that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. And that ends that segment. So, I actually just got done watching Chaos Head, which I know is related in some way to Steins Gate, and the other one, Robotics something. New tips. Cool. I gave it a 10 out of 10 on my anime list because it's a very deep psychological thing, and I tend to like those. I mean, look at the games I've been playing recently with Danganronpa and Higurashi. But, it's on par with Madoka Magica for one of my most hated, most loved anime. Because it is one of those shows that will fuck you up mentally. Seriously. It is one of those shows that where you had to pay very close attention to what's going on and read between the lines and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, it is a utterly fantastic show. And the tone of this music is very different from what's going on in my head right now. But that's better. If you haven't seen Chaos Head, I would highly recommend watching it. It's a very intricate storyline, where the lines of reality definitely get blurred rather frequently, and it'll definitely mess with your head. It's a really good show though, and it makes me want to watch Steins Gate, but I'm not going to because I plan on playing Steins Gate on my channel, and I don't really want any spoilers. Speaking of which, does anybody know how far the Higurashi When They Cry anime goes? Because I'd like to watch that, but again, I don't want any spoilers for the games that I'm going to be playing as well. So I'm curious if anybody can tell me, like, how far it goes based off the games. Is the first 3 chapters of the first game, Higurashi When They Cry Ho, chapter 1, 2, and 3, are they part of the series? Or is it just chapter 1 of this game series? Or does it go past the Higurashi When They Cry to the other 2 games that come after it? Because I'd very much like to know that. So if anybody can actually give me an answer on that, I'd very much appreciate it. That being said, let's carry on, shall we? More than 4 perpetrators. Perpetrators. I said that weird. Perpetrators. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissue is packed under the nails. What? Not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. Okay, tissue, as in muscle tissue, not tissues tissue. Got it. I'm like, what? That's weird. The shape of the scars also matches. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right? It's kind of like when your back itches and you scratch it a little too hard and draw blood. I've never done that. Some of Tomatake's fingernails had been pulled out. It's actually quite simple to pull out one's own nails, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomatake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. Then he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he had become? The guys attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. Is it possible that in such an abnormal environment a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine? Of course, those are very rare cases. Actually, Oishiki-kun, that wood plank the deceased used as a weapon, they only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it. What about cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants. Okay, well there goes my theory about the weapon then. Or it could be that they took the plank he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all. Har 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 har. That's true. Tomatake is pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic. That's right. He was pretty active. Can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side, meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around quickly, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wood plank, so you'd think he'd hit him at least once. To surround and take someone of his physique, I wonder how many people it would take. You dimwit. You should know better than anyone. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If it was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunk and disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious? A group of 4 or more. just if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. That's under serious consideration on my end, too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I'm honestly looking forward to the results. Oishi-san. The chief is calling for you. Uishi. It's not Oi, because it would just be one O that before the I. So it has to be Uishi. Thanks. See you around. Yeah. Best wishes. So these are the detective's files. Search notice. What do we got? Jiro Tomatake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomatake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police, location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence. From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along with Sobu National Railway Line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomatake in the residency reports of any Tokyo wards. Residency records. Compare teeth to dental records. Sent to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Sent to Metro Police. Contacting magazines regarding Jiro Tomatake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Irai Clinic? Probably butchered that. Sorry. Became close to Tomatake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya X District, XXX. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomatake on the festival grounds, currently missing. Abducted, or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. That's a weird thing to put in a police file. 4 jumbo ones. Uishi. Well, okay. That was a little weird. Alright. Let's carry on, shall we? Sleepy. Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile. Don't jump to conclusions. Perfectly normal for boys, nothing to be ashamed about. Rika, not patting my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously. My, you think I would just sit here and allow that? I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Cut it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face, so cute. You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's just move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now. Rika-chan really is a good girl. Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back. I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed but at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Uishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomatake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Uishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I was going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me again regretting learning something I didn't need to know. Excuse me. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Uishi-san for this. Huh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Watanagashi. Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rina's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomatake-san? Itake? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign innocence about this topic because I need to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung. So, and me, there are others, right? 2? But they don't know if it's from the curse or if this was an Onikakushi. Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon. So the chapter's title comes to light now. Alright. What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good. Yeah, well, there was another, right? Right? If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah. But... This year, at all? Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone had... And... Ed, them, you mean? Maybe. Next could... Me, I wonder? Don't worry. You got home safely, but is not allowed, right? That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term Onikakushi. To be demoned away. By the context it was used, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Rina said, "There's another one, right?" Mian also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah," responding to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mian saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse, and if it was the curse, or if it was a case of Onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they are phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would best be described as cursed. And the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away. What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Rina. Rina was frightened. For what reason I didn't know. However, she knew that something had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. Well, I don't know. How about the fact that it targets outsiders? Wasn't that something Tomitake-san suggested? I don't know. Maybe. Whatever. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Uishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them and regular outsiders. Okay, so it wasn't Tomitake-san who said something like that, it was Uishi-san. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Rina. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Uishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. The teacher approaches. Keiichi-san, you must awaken. In the distance, I could hear the ringing of the handbell, signaling the start of afternoon classes. Gah! I couldn't sleep at all. Hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment I leaned against the back of my seat. Ugh! There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Ow! That must have really hurt. I mean, thumbtacks are nasty things, man. I mean, yeah, that's some painful shit, man. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. She tied your shoelaces together. Yep, my shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and able to pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. Oh ho ho. Did you notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seat. Clomp, clomp, wish, wish, biff. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Bwah, bwah. Keiichi-san is being mean. Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Maebara-kun. Apologize to her. I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me, the little brat. Come on, Maebara-kun. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologized even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat. I sat down after Mion told me to. She'd switched to class representative mode. With the boring classes finished, school was finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Uishi-san. Rina and I weren't even able to test out our strategy. That's right, Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious. Today, Keiichi-kun and I will be victorious. What should we do? We've never played the same game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me? Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up. Oops, I completely forgot. I need to go help my uncle today. Sorry guys, not today. Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes? Sorry, really. I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This old man is heading back home now. Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag. You see, Mi-chan, she sometimes goes to help out her uncle's shop in town. Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff. She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear. I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. But wouldn't you call that a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy? There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded. Is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on the club today. So, we're done for today, I guess. Won't it be fine even without the club president? Let's do this. I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is. The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during the afternoon break. I do not mind, but is that fine for Rina-san and Rika? Rina-san and Rika? If Keiichi-kun wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together. When she says it like that, I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today. Going to buy soy sauce and other things. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess since it's been a while, I should go treasure hunting. What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. Alright, well, I am going to end this here, so if you enjoyed this episode, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more content in the future, and until next time, everybody, have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye!